Hey, big welcome. I am so excited here for our class that we have here today. We're going to talk about something very important about the archetypal energy of money. So take your nice cup of tea or your water and come join me. Give me a second. I'm going to make sure that we are going to get started. Let me if you are on Embody Radical Abundance and if you are on our beautiful Telegram space, I'm going to go right now, right there, and I'm going to paste this link for the YouTube so you can participate. Embody Radical Abundance, here we are. Let's say I am absolutely loving playing with Telegram. Those of you that don't know, we in the retreat Embody Radical Abundance, we are having amazing breakthroughs, not only on the time that we get together in this. Actually, we ended Radical Abundance yesterday. It was amazing. I hope you had a chance to enjoy this beautiful gift. And if you haven't, we're going to leave it open for a few more days. So I have some special announcements. I'm feeling as if you know me or if you don't know me, as I'm always feeling into the energy of the group. So I will give a special announcement today. Hello, so good to see you here. Who's that? Let me make it bigger so I can see your name. And if you're watching on Nima, welcome. And if you're watching on Facebook, now I can see big names. Some things that I don't like wearing glasses, so I try not to. We're going to start in just a second. I'm just kind of, getting a little time for those of you that are meant to be here to show up. Comment where you are, say hello. If you are on Facebook or on YouTube, we are broadcasting only on Facebook and YouTube. There is no Zoom call today. We're doing everything here. But if you are on Facebook, sometimes when you leave a message, Facebook doesn't tell me your name. So please let me know your name next to your message if you're not, if you haven't signed up to to the StreamYard. I'm kind of going through my cables here because I want to make sure that I charge. June, so good to see you here too. Welcome. Say hello when you get here. I see quite a few of you are coming in from Facebook, different places, and YouTube. So just say hello. Let me know where are you watching from. And I would love to hear if you participate in Embody Radical Abundance Retreat, the 3 days or 1 day, or how much you had an experience or a time to do it. Comment. I would love to hear what is. We have a conversation about that in our Telegram, and but let's have some fun now while we are getting ready. And Netchi, good to see you here too. Yes. So let me organize myself here. I came prepared with gifts. I come best in gifts. So this is a bonus session. Hi Valeria, good to see you here too. This is a bonus session that I wanted to do to anchor everything that you learn in Embody Radical Abundance, and also to bring something for you in regards to how we mess up because of our relationship with money. So my intention in bringing this class for you, and this is an open class everywhere, we're going to leave this class here on YouTube, is so that you start noticing where you hold yourself back from creating a radical abundance shift in your life. And some of you may have worked with me with the money archetypes. The money archetypes work, and let me mute my phone right now so we don't get interference. So the money archetype is a very powerful work, and I'm gonna talk a little bit more about it today too. So in the money archetype systems, there are 8 money archetypes. But before the money archetypes, what we're going to talk about today is the profile, which is in a way archetypal energy. And what exactly are archetypes, right? Archetypes are a collection of, let's say, qualities. And all of us, pretty much inside the money archetype system, which we have 8 money archetypes in through that system. Inside the archetype system, there are it's divided in 8 characteristics that most people fall into it. And every archetype has its qualities and its challenges, has its gifts and its challenges. But most of the time, all of us have both qualities and have access to both qualities. And at the end of the day, every body of work that I work with money, not only what we're going to talk about today, these 5 archetypal energies, like 5 archetypal profiles, right? So you have 5 without getting too complicated here with the confusion of already being confused. There are 5 archetypal profiles that that can help you to see where are you sabotaging yourself with money. And then there are 8 money archetypes, which is also profiles. They're all the same, but that breaks down a little further. But in this context here, we're going to today talk about the 8 archetypal profiles, because it's a lot easier in a live where we're not doing a quiz. The other one involves us doing a quiz and going deeper. It's a whole program, which I do have an announcement about it later on today. But I wanted to bring something for this training today that you can take it and start implementing right now the shift in your life, right? So we're going to talk about that. And if you haven't participated, or if you still will participated, I have three. We have 3 very important announcements, and I'm just going to share them right now. So I've been hearing a lot from so many of you, and especially my private clients, that you were like, oh my gosh, these 3 days of Embody Radical Abundance was so powerful. I wanted to do the sessions again. So I decided, and I wanted to, if you guys are you excited for this announcement? I decided that, and especially because now we have, for most of us here in the US, Thanksgiving and all that. So I was tuning in today, and I decided to leave the replays for Embody Radical Abundance up until this Sunday. So you don't have to rush to watch the replays until tomorrow, Tuesday, exactly because some of you are making a turkey, some of you that cook, because I don't. So it's up until Sunday. Who is excited? Who excited? Give me some excitement. So it's going to be all on YouTube, open for you to watch and rewatch and really integrate the healing sessions. And I'm also going to leave the Telegram group open until Sunday. All right. So the Telegram group is, for those of you that never use Telegram, it's just an app that you download on your phone. And you're so welcome. You're so welcome. It's an honor. And I want you to at least go through it. My intention is that you go through it at least once, of course. But if you've been it with me, I would love for you to do it again. Go it again through the healing sessions, so the healing guides can work through a deeper layer. Right. And so there are some things happening. And by the way, Charlie, I believe you sent me a message today. And I cannot answer you because Facebook put me on jail for, I don't know why. Don't even want to know why. So I cannot answer any Facebook private message. Finito, can't. I would love to, but I can't. So I know you send me a message. So come to the Telegram. and reach out to me, please, and then I can answer you, because I don't know when. It actually happened last week for 3 days, and then they open, and now it just happened again. And I'm like, Facebook, I don't want to deal with it anymore. And I'm loving, absolutely loving the Telegram. It's been like, wow, I'm tapping into more and more with what I'm gonna do with this group. But what I'm probably gonna do, I'm going to shift the group. Until now, between now and Sunday, there are two types of groups on Telegram. There is the channel group, where is a place where I can send information, which nowadays nobody finds the information. It was so beautiful that those of you that are connected with my group, my team, you're able to hear about Embody Radical Abundance. But nowadays, you post something on Facebook, and Facebook somehow hides the information. And here we are giving this beautiful gift, and not everybody had the opportunity to see it, because this new algorithm of Facebook. So if you would like to continue receiving all the goodies that we bring here in the Institute, whenever I have a new healing session for free, a gift for you, available on my YouTube channel, whatever we bring, things like this event, this powerful event. So if you wanted to be connected and be receiving everything that we are always giving to you, make sure to get yourself there in that Telegram group. So right now, the Telegram group, it's completely open, the chat, meaning I'm giving full support. So make sure to take advantage of it until Sunday, right? So full support means, as you go through in the 3 days of Embody Radical Abundance, and things come to you with your relationship with money, there's so many beautiful shares already, and so much support that are already delivered there, that I will answer all the questions. Otherwise, I lose my focus. And so you get to have an experience that today only my inner circle, my coaching clients receive, because of course I will have to close, because it's a lot of time. And at this moment, when after Sunday we are going to officially start our 6 months program, which is called Quantum Up Level Mastermind. And of course, I will gear my whole focus for this deeper coaching and support for those clients that said yes for this opportunity. But between today and Sunday, you get to have an experience, which I love for you to get an experience, so you know what you're getting into it, you feel how powerful it is, and you feel if it's for you, because it is not for everyone, right? And I'm in a place in my life that I only have space to support those that are ready to be supported. So if you went through Embody Radical Abundance, felt the transformation, knows that your energy is going to go up and down, and you'd like to have this in-depth, deeper support, where you get pretty much almost daily coaching from me from Monday through Friday, everyone inside Quantum Up Level. Anytime you need support, you're just going to come in and ask for support. Every day I will come in and I go through all the requests, everything that is there, and support you. And the thing about it is that we're moving this coach support for inside this other group in Telegram. And we can actually divide by topics. So depending of, we can have many different topics, everything gets saved. And anytime you come in and you ask for support, as you saw from your colleagues, that as I was doing the coaching these few days, many amazing breakthroughs will come for you, even if you didn't ask the question, right? So make sure to get yourself in the Telegram, for those of you that wanted to experience this deeper level of coaching and support energetically, in business, in all areas, because how you do one thing is how you do everything. So this is the first notification. We're going to leave the healing sessions until Sunday. I am going to leave the Telegram open until Sunday. And then a lot of people was asking, so what happened after with these Telegram for Embody Radical Abundance. So the Telegram for Embody Radical Abundance after Sunday is going to go back to be a channel. What means is going to be more a place that every time I have a new healing session to give to you, every time we have a different event like this retreat, anytime there is something new that you may want to learn about and participate, if you wish, we're going to notify there, right? So it's going to be a channel to notifications. And the other notification is that we're going to talk about these 5 money profiles. And I know that it's going to start opening some things for you. And I decided to add a new bonus for those of you that are called to join us for the 6 months Quantum Up Level Mastermind. So, and in the Quantum Up Level Mastermind, at the end of a call today, I'm going to share a little bit more about it, but I'm going to already say right now, the bonus is the course called Money Brilliance, which was a course that I taught only inside the Legacy Accelerator last year. And Legacy Accelerator is a program that we are not open enrollment for it. So there is no way that you can acquire Money Brilliance, but it is a $2,500 program, and you are going to get access to the program Money Brilliance inside the mastermind. So just adding value, and the thing about it is there for you if you choose to work with your money archetypes, right? So it's not obligated for it, but I wanted to both these and the other 8 courses that are inside the program, they are there for you if you feel called. So some of the programs are the Akashic Awakening, where you learn how to work with your own Akashic records. That is a deep healing, lots of healing through working with your inner child inside through your Akashic records, which it is also very supportive to shift your relationship with money, because many times, as you're going to learn today with the archetype profiles, these 5 archetypes profiles, is that most people are still acting, in their relationship with money like they are 5 years old, and then they wonder why they're not making more money. So, so in this powerful program is going to be gifted for you inside Quantum Up Level, and you have it. You have a lifetime access to this Money Brilliance program, and it's there for you. So you can go through it during the 6 months or later, however is easier depending of your schedule, right? So at the end of our time today, I will share a little more, those of you that may have questions about the Quantum Up Level program. And the other thing too, inside the Telegram, you can just reach out to me and I'll be happy to, voice you and, send you more information. So you can have a feel if that is for you. That is absolutely no pressure, right? I wanted to make sure that you are really ready to work with me and that it's a good match. So because of that, there is absolutely no pressure. How good is that? You just get to come experience Embody Radical Abundance Retreat, watch it, and if you feel called, reach out to me and I'll be more than happy to share how we can work together in the next 6 months. And Charlie, that is the wrong link. So that is the link to Telegram, but that is not the link to join our Telegram group, and I'll be happy to share it with you. Hold on. Let me just get this, and there it is. I believe that's the one, and actually let me make sure that that is it. Whoop. Yes, that's the right link. So I'm gonna place it here in there. All right, I just pasted the link to the actual Telegram. Okay, so it's in the messages. All right. Yes, I'm absolutely love Telegram. We were using Voxer, but I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so much better, because the thing about Voxer is that you lose the messages, and the Telegram is just so amazing to send the notifications, and We don't have to deal with emails and the email is going to spam or none of that. It's all there. So anyways, let's get going. Who is excited to get going? I'm not going to be looking at comments right now, but then at the end, I'm going to go back to all the comments. So let me just open my notes. All right. So I wanted to start asking you to take a moment right now and get a piece of paper. And I'm going to give you a few seconds for you to write what is important to you about money, right? So just write everything that comes to you. If I ask you what is important to you about money, what would you say? And just write on your paper. What is important to me about money? I'm going to give you, see, like 2 minutes. All right. So write everything. And when you think you wrote, write a little more. Just 2 minutes. What is important to you about money? So if you came in right now, I ask you to write on a piece of paper, what is important to you about money? We're going to start in a minute once everybody write it down. All right. So what you wrote is going to help you to identify which of the profiles more align with, more represents you, not align, represents you. And once you identify what profile more influence you, in each one that is like the key for your, what is the key to do what's going to shift everything for you, right? And as I was sharing before, these profile archetypal identities influence you in making more money or in making less money, depending of how you are reacting. So basically, this profile was created by studying people and how they act in the world according to their profiles and how they sabotage themselves or not. So this was created by interviewing people that have money, people that don't have money, and understanding what those that are never getting ahead, what they are doing to sabotage themselves, and those that have more, what they're doing to actually continue making each time more and more money. So pay attention. I'm going to share the 5 archetypal profiles. Pay attention and write it on the paper those that feels like you, right? And it could be more than one. Yes, it could be more than one. Could be that you are going to identify yourself in the 5. Yes. And the thing to understand is, the most important thing to understand is what it is that is the freedom in that particular one. All right. So we are going to start with the love, the love profile. And a person that is influenced by the love archetype, she is usually, it's easy to hurt. She feels easily hurt. This is a person who is or was very emotional and criticized for being emotional. And sometimes they put trust outside of them, but inside, they put trust outside, in a sense that you can actually you can actually think they trust, right? But inside, they are always looking to be accepted. They wanted to belong and loved by all. Usually they feel like there was like this hole inside themselves, and it's almost like they feel there is a hole that needs to be filled, and they have the tendency to buy things to fill this hole, right? So if you notice that you buy a lot of things, and then you come home and you're like, oh my gosh, what I'm going to put all these things, or and that's, and again, that can come, it doesn't matter, you can be somewhere not to the extreme, and I kind of have a tendency to talk the extreme so you can get a feel for it, but you can be in any level of all of these 5 archetypes, right? So, but usually the motivation, and that's what is important to understand, like what is the motivation behind the things that you do, especially in here we are talking about money, right? So they usually has a strong connection with money. Money is like a thing, and they usually attract people that are never happy. And that makes sense, right? Because someone with this profile, the basic desire is to be accepted. So if you have this deep desire to be accepted, which it's you want to be healed, right? It makes sense that you're going to attract people that are never going to accept you. It is this is we love to do these kind of like messed up things that um that create these that prolong situations and problems, right? So, and it's almost like it's this unconscious pull that reinforces the situation until you are aware of it, and you can change, right? Because doing so, unconsciously doing so, they continue the cycle of being hurt. Nothing is never enough. And the key and actually, let me take a side note here. There is no good or bad profile. They're all wonderful and not so wonderful too, depending of the angle that you look, because there is freedom. Once you are aware of how you're sabotaging yourself, that's where the freedom is, because you get to make the choice to change, right? We all are powerful beyond our our awareness of how powerful we are. So it's a choice. Unfortunately, many people wait until the things get really, really bad, right? But I trust that you can get this today and start making shifts, start changing how you're reacting to things, right? So the key to someone that identify with this particular money archetype profile is to recognize this about themselves, and recognize where they can calm their heart emotionally instead of do so by spending money, right? So and also, if you know that you are attracting people that are reinforcing that need to be loved, and they are the wrong people, what you need to do here, right? Most of you already know what I'm going to say. Go back to love yourself, learn to love yourself. Or if you're ready, go, what is the next level of loving yourself? Is going back to deep self-love, and give it to yourself that you've been trying to get outside of you. So the biggest challenge for someone from the love, this love archetype, is self-acceptance. They spend money to feel loved, to feel connected. However, this feeling doesn't last, and the credit card gets higher and higher and higher, and that could be a problem, right? Because there is this fine line. We talk a lot in Embody Radical Abundance, we talk a lot about desire. When you understanding the difference between, and we had an amazing conversation about that with Suzanne in the Telegram. Go listen to that conversation. Very, very powerful, what she shared, and how I supported her in shift that, because there is a difference. We talk a lot about desire, that sometimes when you really want something and you believe that by getting that you are going to make more money, it's very different than what we are talking about here, right? I'm all in to tap into what you really, really want, and not what someone else is using or telling that is important for them. You got to tap into yours. And that's why anytime you work together, you got to go through these easy to fall 21-day integration. It's a course called Intuition Deep Dive, because you need to tap into your own intuition, to tap into your own desires and find what is the really, really, really desire. Then yes, that you can, yes, invest in it, and by you do so, you 10x that investment, right? But it comes from knowing exactly what is that you want, and that's very, very important. And a person that usually have this influence of this money archetype may spend way more money in a bunch of stuff that it's not the desire. It's just because it's almost like an addiction, right? So, but as the key here, as you learn self-acceptance, you start shifting that, right? So write it down if you feel like these, and I'm not going to give the key to you yet. I'm going to give it at the end. So write down love from what I shared, and just write it down between 1 to 100%. How much you resonate with the love archetype profile. All right. So I'm not going to look at the questions right now, otherwise I'll sidetrack. And but now we're going to talk about the value profile. It's the profile of value, right? So a person with the archetypal profile of value has this desire to feel valued, right? You wanted to feel important. That is important for you. The mindset that usually it's a normal mindset for a person from this profile is victim mindset, but I'm going to talk a little bit deeper about that. And again, be careful to not let one word like sway you away, because there's deep healing when you really open up to all of us. And if you know my story, I came from victim to empowered. Does that mean that I'm completely non-victimhood in my life? Of course not. I can find moments where I do go there, and I can shift right back, but I can recognize that. So what I mean by that is I am going to be the first one to share that I'm unlikely a lot of people out there. I'm not the top of the world, in a sense of I'm like you. I go through life like many of my clients. However, I get to use these tools and shift myself, and switch the situation and continue growing and expanding. Those that say they are all figured it out usually are the more messed up ones. But just that's just my opinion. So so what I mean by that is like, be open that even though you may have conquered amazing things, even though you may recognize, like me, that in the past I was a victim, and I grew so much since then. But I do recognize that some areas in my life I could still act as a victim, and I'll own that. So Just don't let a word put, oh, I cannot have a profile of victim because I work so much on it. Right? And usually when someone acts as like I got myself all figured out, those are the ones that most need help. And those are the ones that unfortunately don't ask for help. Right? So let's pull all that out. Let's pull all those masks out and let's receive the support that is available for you. Let's really open yourself to here at a level that you may have not ever left yourself permission to hear. And maybe this is the beginning of the real healing. Right? I don't know why that came through, but I'm just the channel here. So people with the value archetypal profile usually feel things happening to them, right? They feel like someone else is taking advantage of them. They feel like no control of the situation. Reminder, I'm going to the extreme here, and whatever, lightness or more you have, that's just be aware. You don't have to tell me which one is yours. But there is this feeling of no control. The world controls them. And they put necessities of others ahead of themselves, but from a place of victim. What makes a person from this profile, because of that, they make people from this profile a great friend, a great person for you to hire to work for you, right? They are used to give their best. What happens though is that at the same time that they give their best, there is resentment behind giving them best. You see that when someone is not charging for their worth, and they give, and they end up attracting people that actually want more than what you're giving, even though you're giving all, right? So there is a little bit of that energy that you give, but then you get to a point that you resent. And when you resent, get out of the way, because you could explode, right? What happened is, at the same time, this creates these little like tic-tac bomb that can explode at any time, and it's not going to be pretty. So let's shift that before then we get to that extreme, right? They usually give to the point of resentments, and usually they feel like other people take advantage of you, and they stay with the leftovers. The problem with we're looking through the angle of money here, right? So the problem in regards to money is that they feel they have no control over money, which makes sense. They don't feel like their opinion matters. They don't feel like their opinion has value. So the thing happened, thing or people, or the things happen to them, not for them, right? And by shifting that everything happens for you, it's already starts the healing process. I know a lot of people from value profile that they end up getting to that because of others, because of friends or family, because it's a huge challenge for someone that has the influence of this archetype to put boundaries, to say no, right? In my journey, that was one of the areas that I work through a lot for myself. It's boundaries. That's why I'm brilliant at it. And so the biggest challenge for someone from this profile is to say no in Portuguese. I wrote this in Portuguese, so I'm kind of translating in my head. So they never feel they're good enough, and that's because of that they are not strengthening their boundaries. So they would say, in regards to money and how they get in trouble into money, they would say things like, I deserve, and they sometimes they say like, they end up buying things not because they want, but because someone else has it. So sometimes there is a little bit a level of jealousy there. this person usually attract relationship with other people that spend more than what they make. And makes sense, right? Because you have this tendency to put others in front, in front of you, and then you attract the people that are spending more, and you end up lending the money or taking care of their bills. And then you end up getting to a point, or the boundaries get so messed up that you end up feeling resentment. An example of this is, for example, parents that the children has, let's say, a gambling problem, and then you keep giving money, and the child keep losing the money, and it gets to a point where you maybe have to put your house in a mortgage to give money, and then you lose your house, and then it doesn't help. So there is a little bit of the energy of enabling, right? If you don't learn to create your boundaries, they will continue taking. And not only is going to be a problem for you, but it's also going to be a problem for them, because they are not going to learn how to be resourceful and figure themselves out, so they don't have to keep asking you money, right? So by healing this, and by shifting your relationship with money, by learning to create healthy boundaries, you're not only helping yourself, but you're helping others. Because when the eventually you're going to lose it all, I'm talking about this extreme, right? Because you're giving, 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 and the person is taking, 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 losing, losing, losing. But if you stop, if you stop, that person that keeps taking, taking, taking is going to have to figure out other way, right? And you will figure out. That will be the biggest gift that you could give to someone when you are creating this situation of enabling. So that is value. Write down from 1 to 100%, how much are you, right? And now you get a better gaze. You have two archetypes to kind of have a gaze for. Then we have the profile of status. So this profile are people that are so much fun to be a friend and to go out and to have fun. I had a friend like that in my high school. She was like awesome, and she would be like the best friend. And then she will, like make $1 and spend $5. She didn't have $5 to spend, but it's her personality. I think it's so cute. It's and I think it's cute because it's almost like the opposite of my profile, but it's interesting. And but again, when something is like the opposite of a profile, there is freedom in that. So for me, doing the things that this profile does, even though it's not something that is natural for me, it's a breakthrough, and we're going to talk about that today too. But for now, just kind of fill in which one is the one that you most identify. It could be 1, 2, or could be more than 2. So the profile of status, like the name says, status is important, right? This person likes to be validated. This person likes to feel important. It's different than feel recognition. We're going to go into the recognition one, but this is more like you wanted to feel important. It's like status is important for you. Like the brand or the things that you wear, it's important for you, right? So usually a person, as I said before, you make $1, you spend $5. You love to call attention for what you wear, for what you drive, for all of that, right? So you like to show off, and show off that you spend. You like to pay the bill for everyone. Sometimes you like to buy expensive things. You like to live in big style, right? And there are extremes for each profile. And again, I'm going through extremes so you can have a feel, but find yourself in between that extreme, right? Sometimes this profile have cycles of have a lot of money and not have any money. But usually they do make money. They just spend a lot more than they can. They make money, but they spend a lot. They buy very expensive things, boats, cars, houses. They they make those that have the security profile crazy. And I'm laughing because the security profile I'll share about it soon. It's my profile. So usually I feel security in saving money. I feel security investing in houses. But I use it in different areas, which is just interesting to see. But since I've been working with those profiles and archetypes for so long, I get to grow in different areas, right? So the challenge here for a person from status is the balance, because they have this extreme, the personality is extreme. They like to call attention, they call attention, and usually they're not quiet, right? You notice them and they're fun, right? So for all the profiles, in order for the person to save money is necessary a big why, right? All the other profiles, all the other 4 profiles that I'm going to talk, they all need a big why to save money. With the status, it's very hard to save money with a why, without a why, because they spend everything, right? So it's really, really hard. It's tough to save money. And that's where the freedom is. A person who has the status profile, I'm going to tell what you're going to do. I'm already giving a tip here. You need to save money. You need to force yourself to save money, and that's gonna bring more money to you. It's the interesting thing. So save money is where there is the possibility to break through for a person from this profile, because that's what's going to bring balance to your life. All right, so put it from 0 to 100 if this feels like your profile, or put what percentage you align or you recognize yourself into this profile. Now there's 2 more. The recognition profile. The recognition, like the name say, you want it to be respected, you want it to be recognized. They don't like to admit that they are wrong. They always want it to be right. There is an attitude more of gambling, right? So the recognition, they have this a little bit of flair for gambling. They like to take risks, and they like to they are not very into security. They take risks. Usually they lose money because they trust in the wrong person. So a person that has this recognition can lose a lot of money by trusting the wrong person. So learning to connect to your intuition so you can know who and who not to trust is highly, highly, highly recommended. They are not like big spenders, but they create that investing in projects that do not succeed. And sometimes, from the marketing perspective, sometimes it could be that they are not being consistent enough. So they just throw a lot of money in, like, let's say, Facebook ads, or in a copywriter, but they don't work that energy, their power to magnetize. And doesn't matter how much money you throw at Facebook ads and your copywriter or whatever, if you're not fully into your power of manifesting, of knowing who you are, knowing what you're here to do, none of these things are going to work. Strategy and all that stuff is like 5% of what is going to bring you the fulfillment, the success, the money. It's 95% is you, your energy, your power, right? So a person in recognition needs to tap into their intuition to know and where to trust in the right places, not just like throwing money at people just because they think it's the right thing to do, and just trusting blindly and not knowing what they're doing, right? Not in the right energy, in the right, in the right power. They avoid worrying about paying debt, so they can create lots of debt. They have this like denial in regards to looking at money, looking at bills, and they just don't want, they just think that by closing their eyes it's going to disappear, right? And they avoid reflect what caused the debt in the first place, right? And there is a healing that can come through that, but they have this tendency to avoid. And before that, from 1 to 100, how do you recognize yourself on that? And again, it could be, so you're doing your own quiz here to find out which one is the strongest one for you. And last but not least, we have security. Let me have a sip of my tea. this is my archetypal profile. And the security, they desire freedom. But that's very interesting. They desire freedom. From outside, they look extremely organized. They tend to save money. And they save money for no reason, just to save money, because they love to save money. They love to see their bank account grow, right? They love to invest and see their investment grow. They like the tried and true investment, as long as they don't have the influence of other archetypes. But they love to save money, and that deepens that feeling of freedom. They are deeply afraid of losing money. They are afraid of losing money because for them, like, losing money is losing the freedom. It's interesting, right? They attach money to freedom. They attach that freedom with money. There is a lot of contraction energy in accumulating money, and they have a very hard time to spend the money. Remember when I said that the status would make $1 and would live on a $5 budget? And here is the exactly opposite. So the security will make like $1 and will live in a 50-cent budget. So it's almost like the light and dark, the clear opposite of the status. So there is this the biggest thing is freedom and feeling imprisoned by not having money. So they put themselves into a prison to make the money. It's like very interesting. They are unconsciously creating fear all the time in regards to money. And they usually live under what they win. I just said that, like, they make $1, they live on a 50 cents budget. They have the tendency to live frugally. They say for them, boundaries, no problem. No problem putting boundaries in regards to money. They say no, like there is no problem, right? Security, that's what security is. The biggest problem for a archetype of security, that is the first thing to work through, is they have this tendency to create feelings of contraction. They want freedom, and they create imprisonment. So from all the profiles that I teach, again, we talked about that before, this is extremes, right? But that gives you an idea. And one more thing about the security, it's almost like they collect money. Like, they sometimes have money hidden in different places, in pockets, in purses. They like to control, and they like to micromanage money. The challenge is to trust that it's always going to be more. Trust that money is. You heard me say this so many times. I did so much work on that money is, right? So for a person from this profile, you need to learn to trust that money is present, ever present in your life, and ever will be present in your life. They have a hard time trusting others, especially in money situation. When people from this profile start to make more money, right, they find themselves in a challenge. They are so attached to money that they end up losing opportunities of investment with fear. So, for example, for a person that has this profile, it may be hard to invest in their business, and they tend to have to do to try to do everything themselves, be the jack of all trades, right? And that's where they can sabotage, because if they are doing everything in their business, they're not working on the zone of genius. Therefore, they are making less money than they could do if they are 100% in their zone of genius, right? So they need to shift that. So write it down. From 1 to 100, which one is the one that most aligned for you? And now I'm gonna take a break. We're gonna come in here. See, what is that? We're gonna come in here and check in with you. Questions. What are we gonna talk about? Like, okay, so what I do with that now, Patricia? But questions. Any questions about it? Any ahas that you have? Any questions about does everyone that is here? Do you find that did you relate with one more than others, or more than one, or two, or three? Let me know the number of the num from one, or I ask you to go from 1 to 100, right? So which ones you wrote 75% and over? Was there one, two, three? Let me know in the comments, please. Annette got just one. Security. Who else want to share? You don't have to share, but if you can just tell me if you got more than one, it would be fun to know. So I wanted to give you, while I wait for the comments, let me organize some things. Universal Soul, you got two. Nice. June, you got two. Very interesting. So let me see if I can find the same order. All right, so that I'll take that. Your highest was 60% and was value, so that's good. So you can use this exercise that we're gonna do now for the value, Dolores. That's totally fine. Two, more than one. Very interesting. And there is no right or wrong. There is no right or wrong. So if you got two that are strong for you, pay attention on these keys that I'm going to talk about and put those keys into practice, right? So so let me share the keys and then I'll give you homework. What's our homework? Is that fun to do homework? I love to do homeworks and the homeworks that I give, like you can go into your daily and just be aware and notice, and then come to a Telegram group and ask for support in the ahas that you had today. That's I'm loving to be connected with you that way this week. I know, fun homeworks, right? All right, so let me see the. I'm not sure if I remember the order that I did. Well, we're gonna do in whatever order that comes out. So I'll take that, right? So love. So the love, if you score higher on love, or if this was one of the highest one that you score, we're going to talk about what is the key. The key is like the place of freedom, the place of breakthrough for you, right? So some of them are super obvious, like you already know that if your status was a high one for you, the key here is to start saving money. And I don't care how much, can be $10 a week, but every week you go in there and you put in $10. You can do online, but every week you're seeing that $10 going up and you're seeing that grow. And if you are status, you cannot take the money out. You just gotta put the money and keep seeing the money grow, right? And then when you have a big amount, just go and invest on some stocks that, so it's almost like you wanted to save money and see it growing. And that's going to be a huge breakthrough for someone from status. So, and again, unconsciously, I just gave a security investment. Just get some stocks and see the stocks going up. But I do have a little bit of the recognition on mine. So even though I am secure, I take risks. But I do take good risk because I have the combination of the security, right? So love, yes, love. So the key to love is, first of all, and there is three keys that I'm going to give it to you. And as I share, if love was yours, as I share, I want you to write down one of these and I want you to implement, right? So And I'm going to tell me, Patricia, how I'm going to pay all my credit cards. We're going to talk about it. You don't have to, the most important thing is to, it's hot, getting hot here. So the most important thing is that the action is what matters. The amount doesn't matter, right? So the key for a person of love is to pay off all your credit cards as fast as you can in full, right? So if you are if you have like a money, a certain amount in your credit card, but and you have the money to pay in full and you're not paying in full, being love, you may be sabotaging yourself, right? Now there is the other scenario that you have a debt in a credit card and you cannot pay in full this month or next month or whatever that is, right? But here is the action is what count. So if you are love and if you have a big credit card balance, what you wanted to do here is every week put some money into that credit card balance to start doing something. You're putting energetically the action to pay that off. And the thing is, as you are putting that, you gotta work your mindset too. You're putting that $10 a week, don't matter how much, but you're like, I'm so excited that I'm putting $10 in my credit card. I don't care how much is the debt, because by doing that, more clients will show up, opportunities, synchronicity to show up for you to pay off that credit card, because that's your mindset now. You understand that difference? So it's like, it's the amount, it doesn't matter. This whole weekend we're talking about, the power of your imagination. You use your imagination. You wanted to feel empowered at all times, in all situations, every time you deal with money. So it's by the energy that you put in is the energy that's going to 10x more back to you. And then you find yourself in a few months paying that off. So that could be one thing. So that could be one key. The second key could be surround yourself with people who celebrate and appreciate you just as you are. Stop hanging out to anyone that don't see the power of who you are, right? So surround. If there is someone that is usually judgmental or manipulative, just stop hanging out with that person. I don't care if it's family or who that is. Just stop allowing that energy. You are responsible for the energy that you allow in your space. This is important. No matter what archetype you are always responsible for the energy that you allow in your space. If anything or anyone don't make you feel good about yourself, that person do not have anything to do be around you, right? And if is a situation where you live with the person and all that, there are different things that you can do to go back to love, to go back to respect, right? And you can teach someone by setting healthy boundaries, and then that person has the choice to either change or get out of the way. So these is some things that are important to be aware and to being responsible to the energy that you allow around you. The third thing, but an easy thing, an exercise here, let's say you don't have credit card debt, then go for this one, which is look for the places that fills your heart. Hang out with the friends that appreciate you just as you are. Like, surround yourself with love, give yourself flowers. I just gave myself flowers. Time they're almost gone. So just surround yourself. And the third key here is give your time and attention. I'm looking at time. Oh, we're good in time. We're going a little over. I was planning 1 hour, but we're going to stay a little longer. We're just in the first. The second one is surround yourself with, I already said that. Third, give your time and attention regularly to others in need so you feel appreciated. Ideally, an organization or a sense of belonging. So an example, you can go to like a dog shelter, and I've done that. When I first moved to Los Angeles, I just wanted a dog so bad, and I live in an apartment. At the time I couldn't have a dog. That was before Samba. Who here knows Samba? Samba was a beautiful, beautiful lab. She was with us for 14 years. So, but before we had Samba, I always had this deep desire to, be around dogs. And I went to the shelter, and once a week I would go to the shelter here. I would take for 1 hour, I would take the dogs in the shelter for a walk. So give your time, right? You don't have to spend money, but by doing something for a shelter, you can go to, like, maybe read for the elderlies, whatever it is that you like to do, but that you feel the love and the sense of belonging. That is going to shift everything for you. So that is love. So if you did love, comment in the chat. What is the homework that you commit to do? You got to do this for a week. All right. I would say, as an exercise, just for this week, and then you continue once a week, but just for this week, consistent actions. If you're doing the credit card, consistently pay every day, put $10 in your credit card, pay off $10, and then just as an exercise for 7 days, and then notice what comes back. Notice the bank account growing in different areas. All right, so that was love. Let's go to the next one. The next one is they are out of order. They are out of order, but we are going to recognition. So if your recognition was your higher one, the key to a person recognition, I'm going to talk about the 3. Develop trust in respected authorities. Focus on creating reliable wealth rather than big win. Reliable wealth rather than big win. Respect money by paying attention to it daily. I would just go for this third one as a homework. Respect money by paying attention daily. Every day for the next 7 days, if recognition was yours, write it down. All the money that came in, write it down. All the money that left, be present with it. Notice every day, at the end of it, you wrote it down, everything that came in, everything that went out. Be present of it. Notice, take your check-in. That was the homework of day 1 of Embody Radical Abundance. So many of you came right into the Telegram and share what came through and had huge breakthroughs. I was able to support you. So that's a great one to do if you are recognition. Every day, write down what came in, what came out, fill in, contraction, expansion. And then following this, you are going to bless it. Bless the money that came in, bless the money that came out. There's completely blessing and surrender, and with the energy of trust. So we are putting together two keys here for you, but the biggest key is bless it. And when you go out, buy something, receive money, bless in and bless out. Every money that goes, you have to have full trust that it's going to come back to you 10 times, if not more. Very, very important. Okay. Then the next one. So if that's you, commit in the chat that you're going to do this daily, check it in. Then we have starts with understand, which is value. So if you have the highest score on value, or if it's one of the highest for you, the keys are: number 1, for value, understand that the more you stand in your power with money, the more you can help and serve others. So how would that look like as an exercise for the coming week? Going through your prices. What is not aligned? Raise the prices. Stand in your power with money. And that is, we have so much to talk about in selling and services and all that we don't have time to go here. But it is, I was just talking about that with my client. It takes the same amount of energy to sell something that is $5 than to sell something that is $5,000 or $50,000. It takes the exactly same amount of energy. But when you tap into your intuition and you fully aligned with what you're charging, fully aligned with the value that you bring in and the benefits that those that are ready to work with you receive, Doesn't matter how much you're selling and what you're selling, because you're fully aligned with it's your love offer. When you have your love offer, when you're fully aligned with it, you no longer judge if someone can or cannot afford it, because you stand in the power of what you deliver. And with full compassion, you can see the resourcefulness on those that wanted to work with you. I've in my first, when I went through the first coaching programs that I invested, I didn't have the money. I figured it out. And because I figured it out, I learned early on, and I created a belief early on that every time I invest money in myself through any program, because I'm not investing in someone else, I'm investing in myself. When I make an investment in a program, I'm fully aware that I'm investing in myself. So therefore, any money that I invest, I always tell myself, I'm 10x, even more than that. So I 10x right away, because that's what I believe. And because I use any investment that I do in any program as these, like almost like this energy activator to get myself in gear, to move my energy and 10x it. So so this is one of the keys: stand in your power with your value. So an exercise here will be go through what you're charging and see what's no longer aligned, where you're over delivering, where you're feeling resentment. The biggest key word for a person for value is the resentment. Where you're feeling resentment, it's time to up the price and stand in your value. And it's going to be hard in the beginning. Yes, I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but take advantage of it. Do it tomorrow. You have my support in the Telegram, and go there and I'll be happy to support you. And we're going to break through that very, very easy for you. The second key, become a beacon of prosperity and wealthy boundaries for others. This is huge. Stand in the boundaries, right? So I see it, and this is something that I learned in the hard way. I learned in the hard way. Maybe you heard before. When I was in the very beginning of my career in the institute, when I founded the institute, I had one Akashic training, like it was a personal level Akashic Records training. And some people came to me and like, oh, I cannot afford the program. I cannot even afford how to buy food for myself. Would you let me do your program? And I will, and then I'll pay you back later, or I will work hard and whatever. And I said yes at the time, right? So I what I did there, I was like, yeah, I agree with the person unconsciously, right? And I said, yes, for you. I needed to give you the course so you can change your life. And that was a big lesson for me, because that person that asked this had zero investment in time into show up into the program, and it actually brought the level of the group down. So I learned very early on that the boundaries of giving the person the opportunity to awaken that resourceful power to figure it out if they really, 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 really want it, and if they make it a priority to work and grow, they will figure it out, like the same way that I did. So by not doing, so now I have the boundary that if it's not the time, if you're not finding the way, I'll be more than happy to help to figure out a way. I'm brilliant in that. But if there is this enabling energy, and if I allow the enabling energy, I am not only going to not help that person, but I'm also going to bring the whole group down, because I will have someone that is not in the same level that, in investment, financially, time, and energetically than the others are. So I learned that early on. So this is important. So where are you judging who can work with you and who cannot working, and where are you doing things that is not even integral for everybody? I don't like to, if I want to invest on something, I would not like to know that someone else is paying something different than I am. So because of that, I am super like strict in this. It is one thing and that's the only way. So I learned that in the hard way. So hopefully that helped. The third key for a person of value is support others to feel like the winner in their own lives by demonstrating this first in yours, which is what this means: lead by example, right? Lead by example, because you need this feeling of winning, and you have the tendency to overjudge yourself. So you need to kind of, shift that, admire, because there is a little bit of the energy that, whatever level that is, there is a little bit of, jealousy energy. So to shift that, empower others, and then others are going to, that energy always come back to you. What you put out, come back. So if you empower others, others are going to empower you, and that's important for you. So that could be another exercise for 7 days, finding 3 people a day that you can empower, right? And it's like that, the energy of collaboration, which is so beautiful, right? Instead of competition, there is no such a thing. When you collaborate, everyone wins. Everyone wins. All right. And then trusting authorities, focus the money. We did that one already, right? We did the recognition, payment daily. Yes. So which ones we haven't done it yet? Status, right? So status. If status was a higher one for you, the key for you is to acknowledge that people love you for your charisma, not your cash. You don't have to spend money for people to like you. So this unconscious motivation that once you change, you are able to save more money, and you're able to live more into your limits. The second key could be understanding that creating financial peace can be exciting. So again, get excited by saving money. If you want an easy homework here, and if you are from status, save, determine an amount of money that every day you're going to put on a saving. Start a saving this week daily, and then from next week on, once a week, you put money in your saving. But by seeing that constant and feeling empowered as you are saving that money. And when you have a big chunk, just put it in stocks that you like, that you wanted to support. One key thing for me as a security, we invest in stocks that we admire, and then regardless if it goes up and down, it's energetic. It's energetic. And I actually made an investment 4 months ago because I love the company, and we already made $50,000 in that investment. So it's like awesome, and it's because it's energy. And if it ever and it actually went down a few days ago, and days or weeks are like a blur right now. So much going on, but it went down. I bought more, and now it's up again. So it's important to feel that in anything, like go for the passion, go for the belief, and you can never go wrong. The last key here is giving money the same respect and recognition you desire for yourself, because there is a little bit of in the status, there is a little bit of what is the word? I don't want to say not caring for money, but not taking for granted. There is a little bit of that. So and sometimes you feel like that for yourself, and that's why you do that with money. So here you wanted to respect the money and recognize. So gratitude exercise daily, be grateful for the money that you make, the money that you receive. Blessing the money will be good here too, but it's like giving that respect, blessing, loving, gratitude. Okay. And I believe we have one left, do we? Who knows? Who pay attention? um, Beautiful, Dolores. Set boundaries and serve. Yes. So I think, did we do it all, guys? Security. Let me see the security. I think that's the last one. And if I miss anyone, just hey, you missed something, and then I'll do another video for it. So the security. The key for security is transform your desire for freedom and independence into a healthy, integrated balance of saving, investing, and living well. That is the biggest one, living well. So you need to shift in your head. You need to shift in your head the need to save to live well. So a breakthrough for someone from security is to go and spend the money on something that you really, really like. Don't have to spend all the money, but spend the money. Because as in the book, You Too Can Be Prosperous from Robert Russell, maybe. The biggest piece of that book for me that stayed with me is prosperity is what you have when you spend the money. So for someone on security, this week, go out, tune it into a desire, and buy something that you really, really desire. Okay. The other two keys here are expanding your opportunities, so you're impacting the people you are meant to serve. Expand your opportunities, so you are impacting the people you're meant to serve. So, for example, a way to expand opportunities is allow people to help you, hire people to help, so you can impact more people, right? And the third one is give yourself permission to make more money, so you live your true potential. That is construction. So you wanted to give yourself permission to make more, right? And then hire people to support you to be more and more in your zone of genius. All right, guys. So security, yes, I just did that one. Did I miss anyone? Those of you that are here, let me know if you feel I missed anyone, but I think I said it all. Yes. All right. So I trust that supported you. And what I want to invite you to do is come to a Telegram group. And if any questions come through as you're going through this exercise, I would love to hear your ahas from today. So come in the Telegram group, share, join us. And if you miss the beginning of notification, I had two, maybe more notifications for you, but one of them is we're going to leave it open, the Embody Radical Abundance replays until this Sunday. So after Sunday, we're going to delete all the videos, but before then, make sure to take advantage of it. Listen to the healing sessions, especially if you don't want to listen to the whole thing, just go straight to the healing sessions. You can browse and see where the sacred crystal codes are. And come join our Telegram to experience our daily coaching there. And those of you that wanted to learn more how I can support you, if you wanted to go into our Quantum Up Level Mastermind, is a 6-month powerful container, reach out to me. No pressure. Happy to share the information. All right. So have a beautiful day. It was truly an honor to support you in Embody Radical Abundance. Those of you that celebrate Thanksgiving, I hope you have a beautiful day, are surrounded by your loved ones. Stay tuned. I may do a reading this week with the sacred codes. So I will be notifying in our Telegram group. If I haven't planned yet, but I may do at least one more live this week. We may do like just a fun reading with the sacred codes. And I have an announcement that my team did the drawing today, and I apologize, I forgot to do the drawing. So I will share what it is. We have the winner for the gift I'm going to ship it to you to your home, which is the book Sacred Crystal Codes. This is my book. There are 33 powerful crystal grids, and it's a divination book. So you get to tap into the question you have, and you get to open. I'm going to ask now, what is the grid for the group today? Ooh, beautiful. Communication. And the group got the communication grid. And the Sacred Crystal Grid talks about the power of communication, that your words can heal yourself and many, many others. Share your story. What it is that you've been wanting to share, you've been wanting to bring that message to the world, but you up until now maybe holding yourself back from the extent to be full on your genius. So the message from the Sacred Crystal Codes today is go out, share your voice, share your healing, share your message. I love you, and I hope you enjoy. I trust you're going to be able to go through at least the 3 days, at least once, and enjoy. It's very powerful. It's bringing so many breakthroughs. It's been so much fun to get to know you and to connect you inside the Telegram. And if you haven't joined yet, I put the link over here. I'm going to put in the description, and I'll see you inside. Love you, and I'll see you soon.